So, what's my plan to grow my crypto portfolio to $1 million? So, right now, my crypto portfolio is sitting at a gain of $209. And I can't show you here because I took a screenshot. I'm using this phone to record this video. But from the investment that I have so far invested into Bitcoin is around either 2,000 or close to 1,909. It's either close to 2,000 or 1,900 something. And so far, just investing in, that amount into Bitcoin has given me a gain of $209 with 28 cents. And so what is my goal, or how can I reach my goal of, reaching the 1 million mark in my crypto portfolio? Number one is to, whenever Bitcoin decides to dip, is obviously buy the dip, maintain my, how do you say, maintain my average, I guess. Like, and then, whenever I see a personal entry point, I'll just get into Bitcoin. And another thing is to kind of diversify my portfolio. So in a way, like buy a little bit of Ethereum in a way, in the future, obviously. And then right now, looking at Bitcoin right now, you can see that Bitcoin is right now at 65,523 dollars. Yeah, 65,523. And it's obviously fluctuating right now, but right now I feel like Bitcoin could possibly see touch the 50-day moving average. I feel like that's what can happen in the next couple of days. So a personal entry point, if I do see, Bitcoin touch the 50-day moving average, I would personally get in. Now, if, Bitcoin decides to touch the 180-day moving average, that's another personal entry point. And then if it gets close to the 60,000 range, that's another personal entry point. But other than that, that's pretty much it. My Bitcoin portfolio is now at, it's sitting at a $209 gain, and with an investment of like almost either 1,900 something or $2,000 investment just into Bitcoin. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And so now moving on, I'm going to talk about some stocks that are on sale. Some stocks that are on sale that I feel personally like that are on sale is I'm going to go over the list. NVS, Pepsi, McDonald's, Alibaba, Disney, Starbucks, MasterCard, Lilly, Vanguard, Salesforce, PayPal, Apple, Amazon, Nike, Visa, Alphabet, or Google, Meta, Taiwan Semiconductor, AMD, Qualcomm, Nvidia, and Tesla. And yeah, those are the stocks that you could keep on your watch list, and keep an eye out for those stocks. Most of these stocks have already reported earnings. For example, Visa, Google, and what is it? Yeah, Visa, Google, and Tesla have already reported earnings. You can see that Tesla dumped, today like down 12%. And yeah, let me just go over some stocks that I'll talk about. I'm gonna skip out on NVS, but um, if NVS decides to dump, I feel like if it touches the 50-day moving average, that's a personal good entry point. Pepsi, I feel like if Pepsi decides to touch the 20-day moving average, I think that's a personal good entry point. The next good entry point would be around the 161 level. Yeah, 161 level. And McDonald's, I would hold off on McDonald's since they're reporting earnings. Alibaba, supposedly it says here August 8th through August 12th, they're reporting earnings. So either one of those dates. So I would hold off, to be honest. But, um, if I were to invest into Alibaba for the long term, I would see the 20-day moving average as a good personal entry point. And if Alibaba decides to dump a little bit more, I would feel like the 200-day moving average or the 180 moving average is another two good personal entry points right there. Um, Next is Disney. Disney is reporting earnings August 7th. Um, I feel like where it's at right now, 89, is a good personal entry point, but uh, to be honest, I would just hold off for a bit, to be honest, but I don't know. That's something I would have to see what happens with Disney. And right now they're below all the moving averages, but we will see what happens. Uh, yeah, I would see what happens with Disney. The next stock is Starbucks. Starbucks is, I personally feel like a personal good entry point for Starbucks is at the 74 level. And then the next personal entry point would be around the 72 or 71 level. No, I think the next personal entry point would be at 72. And MasterCard, I feel like where it's at right now is a good personal entry point. Um, so if it's at 432 and if it can maintain itself at 432, I feel like that's a personal good entry point. Lily looks like it's doing well, trying to maintain itself above the 50-day moving average, but it looks so far after hours has it seems like after hours may have broken that 50-day moving average, so possibly Lily could see a little bit more downside and possibly touch the 180-day moving average. So my personal entry point that I'm looking out for Lily is if it touches the 180-day moving average. Now, VOO, there's a lot of people that, they might be scared to, invest into stocks, right? And they don't know what stocks to, invest into, right? And so I feel like if, say you're scared to invest in any of these stocks, right, for the long term, right? Um, you can always invest into an index fund, which is like VOO or SPY, right? But most of the people that I have spoken to, like at school or not really at work, because there's only like one person I know that knows about finance, and that's about it. But most people suggest that I've spoken to, like if you don't know anything about the stock market or you don't know what stocks to pick, a lot of people recommend VOO. But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying like if you're not feeling like, yeah, I don't know about like MasterCard or Starbucks or this or that, right? You know, you could casually, invest like money into this for the long term, and for the long term you'll be good. And supposedly I think this is like as I don't know how to say it, but like a fact or sort of, right? The S&P 500 gives you at least a 8 to 10% return at least each year. Obviously it's not going to give it to you each year because that's how the stock market works. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Anyways, oh, and I like where VOO is at right now because it's touching the 9-day moving average. So my next personal entry point, if it decides to break the 9-day moving average, is to look out for the 20-day moving average. All right, next stock is CRM. CRM, I like where it's at right now, right? But to be honest, I feel like CRM could see a little bit more downside. So my next entry point for CRM would be around the 244 level. PayPal, I feel like where PayPal is at right now at the 58 level is a personal good entry point. Uh, Apple is reporting earnings August 1st. I would just hold off to see what happens. But if, if Apple can maintain itself well during, earnings and stuff like that, right? Or yeah, yeah. If Apple can maintain itself, I would be on the lookout to see if Apple can accept the 50-day moving average as confirmation. And so I would see that as a good personal entry point to get into Apple at the 50-day moving average. Amazon, um, Amazon's a little weird right now. I would just honestly wait until earnings, but I do feel like right now Amazon could touch the 180 or the 200-day moving average soon. Nike, I feel like where it's at right now at the 71 level is another personal good entry point. Now, if Nike decides to crash further, looking at this on the monthly, then well, I do think that maybe Nike could touch the 180-day moving average or the 200-day moving average if Nike decides to keep crashing down. And then we got Visa. Visa is down tremendously, but I like where it's at right now. So I feel like the 254 level is a good entry point to get into Visa. Uh, and if, Visa decides to keep crashing down further, another personal entry point that would be on the lookout would be for 246. I'm sorry. Google already reported earnings, but due to the fact that most of the other big tech companies are going to report, the other magnificent seven companies are reporting earnings later this month. I would kind of stay away from Google right now. I feel like the other magnificent seven companies' earnings are kind of, you know, bother Google, Tesla, and the others, companies that are part of the Magnificent Seven. You're gonna kind of get mixed in with the other, Magnificent Seven earnings that are still not reported. Meta, I would wait for Meta to report on earnings. But, if Meta decides to crash down to the 180 or 200-day moving average, those are personal good entry points to get in. Now, the next stock is TSM. TSM already reported earnings, but if I feel like where it's at right now at the 159 level, I feel like that's a personal good entry point right there. Now, if TSM decides to crash down a little further to the 180-day moving average, I feel like that's another good entry point for TSM. AMD, I feel like is a good entry point where it's at right now. But let's say if AMD decides to crash down a little further, my next entry point would be around 142 or 141. Then we got Qualcomm. They got earnings. I would just wait. Nvidia. I like where Nvidia's at, but um, I would honestly hold off because they have earnings until the 28th of this. I mean, yeah, not this month, but next month. They have earnings on August 28th. Tesla, I'm looking for Tesla to see if it can touch the 180 or 200-day moving average. I feel like it could possibly touch those moving averages due to the fact that the other Magnificent Seven companies still haven't reported earnings. So whatever, depending how the other Magnificent Seven companies, do on earnings, this could, affect Tesla either in a positive way or in a negative way. But we will see what happens. And yeah, that pretty much it. That wraps it up. And those are the stocks that I personally feel like are on sale. And if you guys want to keep these stocks on your watch list, I'll repeat them again. It's NVS, Pepsi, McDonald's, Alibaba, Disney, Starbucks, MasterCard, Lilly, VOO, CRM, PayPal, Apple, Amazon, Nike, Visa, Google, Meta, TSM, AMD, Qualcomm, Nvidia, and Tesla. And if you guys ever want to like search for good opportunities when stocks are you want to look for opportunities out there, You can use this website called Finviz. Click on screener where it says screener, click on where it says market cap, click on mega, and then click on where it says on performance right here. And then you click where it says performance year to date, and it's going to show you the stocks from worst to best, basically. And then you can, use that information to analyze stocks, how they're doing, and you can, do your own research. You could be like, oh, here's support, here's resistance. I'm gonna enter into a quick trade, stuff like that. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, you guys had a good day of trading and or investing. But we will see what happens. We will see what happens. Other than that, I wish you the best of luck. As always, take care. Have a good day or a good night or whenever you're seeing this. As always, I'll see you in the next video. And as always, this is not financial advice. All right, take care. Bye.